You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Today, we get to kick off the long holiday weekend in the U.S. with Jeff Bajorek. Here he is.
Quick tip for you today on objection handling. I think there are a couple of different types of objections. There are the ones that are on the surface, right? They're the ones that really don't tie to buying motives, but you can sniff these out as just those things that your prospects are saying to get you to stop bugging them, right? These are the ones you need to fight through. You need to identify what they are, you need to prepare for them, and either you overcome them or you just ignore them and work around them, right? Like, okay, you've given me this objection. I'm going to continue to prospect to you as if you didn't say anything at all, because you and I both know this objection doesn't hold water, but I don't know if I've earned the right to really call you out on that just yet. So if it's really an issue, it will continue to become an issue. Let that happen. Right? Beg for that to happen, because it'll be the seeds that can grow into a real conversation. But the ones I really want to talk to you about are the ones that are emotional in nature. The big one is you cost too much. Now, I see these objections, particularly when they're tied to emotion, as opportunities. These are buying signals in disguise. If someone is really interested and then they get to the point where, okay, you cost too much, or yeah, I've looked at your stuff, it's really interesting, but I don't have the money, that suggests that if the price was right, then they would buy it. Now, I'm not suggesting that you run to your manager and you try to get a discount. What I'm suggesting is recognize what you have and appreciate the fact that there is some emotional interest. Remember, people buy emotionally, they justify their purchases logically. And so many times when you try to overcome objections, you try to justify with logic and data and information why that shouldn't be their objection, when instead you should be focusing on the emotion that brought that objection to light. When someone says that you cost too much, it means that they would buy if the price was right, which means they're interested and they have a little bit of context for why you might be valuable. You need to push that ball across the goal line, not run and try to get a discount. Right? And there are other objections that are tied to motive. Some of it's timing. Some of it is features, whether you have them or whether you don't. But whenever there is a real longing there for the situation that you have to be changed, use that emotion to continue the conversation, build more rapport, dig a little bit deeper, and prove your value. That's how real sales are made. That is the selling part. It's not about negotiating and butting heads. It's not about going back to this concession and hopefully you get this concession. Get into the process. Enjoy the meat of the sales process and do what you're really good at, and that's selling. So when those objections come up, prepare yourself for how to handle the ones that you know you need to handle, and get ready to engage when there's real emotion involved.
For more from Jeff, just click over to DailySales.Tips/861, and we'll have the links and the video version of this tip for you like we always do. Once you've done that, be sure to come back tomorrow for another great sales tip. Thanks for listening.